So sometimes when your door is broken, it's because of something called the GM5 module, something like that. In which case none of your doors should lock or unlock. But if you get to the point where your door's free spinning and nothing's happening, then the little cylinder inside here is what's going to be broken. So we're just going to change just this rebuild kit that you can get on eBay. We're going to leave the key in there so we keep everything in place, because I know there's a little spring in there. We're going to go inside here, and you're just going to pull up on this, and this will come out. You just give it a little pressure, and you'll notice there's a little Allen key kind of in there. And be careful not to drop that, because you're going to have to take the panels off to get it back. I'm not sure, but you may be able to wedge this out without even having to completely pull it out. So just work that, and then you'll work this out too. Once you get to a certain point, you may need to get like a little screwdriver in here just to kind of slowly wedge this out. After working around the edges just for a couple seconds with a screwdriver, you'll notice it'll come out pretty easily after that. Just slowly work it and try to get it off the plastic without tearing this seal right here up, but it'll just come straight out like so. Now you already notice the piece that's obviously broken right here, so we're just gonna take our little new rebuild kit and we're gonna rebuild all of this. And here's all the parts to our little $7 rebuild kit on eBay. So we're gonna take some needle nose pliers and we're gonna pull this little pin right here first. Then after we get that pin off, we're gonna put a little pressure on this right here where the spring is, and we're going to get our pliers on this other piece and pull that off as well. And if you pull this little piece off, you will notice that all of these other components will just come right off. And you'll see kind of what it's got going on there. Alright, so as you can see, we took out all the broken parts, and the way that I understand these kits work is they give you multiple pieces. So this is the one that you can see we match up with. So just match up with whatever piece that you have that's broken, and then we'll go ahead and do the replacement. Now for this part, keep your key oriented the way it was supposed to be to begin with, or the way you had it, just the normal up and down. And then we'll go ahead and we'll drop in the regular piece, and if it's aligned correctly, it should just drop right in the slot. So your kit's going to come with two of these. The North American one's going to be this one, and I'll show you why in a second. Take this piece and line it up. Drops down in there. If you look in this, you're going to notice these two little tabs, like right here and on the other side. And you'll notice that these are going to line up with those two little tiny tabs. Alright, so the spring is going to be the hardest part. You see, it's going to start over to the right, and then we're going to wrap it clockwise around and put the post on top and get it wedged in the slot. I somehow got it on here without using a vise, but as you can see, this is how it's going to look. The other side is going to be locked on this side, and you're going to rotate it just once around until you can get it locked in this spot. Then you have to get this piece on top, and then you can hold it all down and then slide it in the way you took it off. Last thing is a retaining pin to make sure that this doesn't pop out, and you can get a good idea of how this is supposed to be oriented. You'll know when your key's in like the normal up-down position, as if you would be sliding into the car. When you twist this to the left, this should move and it should spring back. And if it doesn't, then you put the wrong one of these in, because somehow during making the video I got these switched by accident and I put the wrong one in. And you'll notice that it'll do the opposite. It'll keep you clicked over here and it'll spring the other way. This other one is for like European cars and stuff, the right-hand drive cars, so that they spring the other way.